Welcome to Elementary Algebra by Harold Jacobs. I'm your presenter, Molly Crocker, and this is about Lesson 2.1 and offering a little more support for your TI graphing calculator. This material is copyrighted. In your book, you have a problem. Chapter 2, Lesson 1. This is Set 2, Problem 4C. Y equals 2x plus 3. The directions say, copy and complete the tables shown for the functions having these formulas. So before we even begin, you're going to copy this table onto your paper. An X row and a Y row. Okay, let's move over to our graphing calculator. Your graphing calculator probably looks like this, or similar to it. Your buttons may be a different color. If you have an older TI-83, your second button may actually be yellow, and then all the words above the buttons will also be in yellow. Now, here is my emulator, and this is how my graph screen looks, or my screen looks. How do you get back to the home screen? Second and quit. And your calculator, unless yours is a TI-84 plus CE, which is the electronic version with color, then you won't have this strip across the top. It's just an information strip across the top. Everything else should look pretty well the same. Now, back to the problem at hand. 2.1. I want to generate a table for this equation, y equals 2x plus 3. So I want to, you notice this y equals right here matches that button right there. Guess what? We want to go there. Press y equals. And if there is stuff in your y equals, then press clear. Another thing you may wish to do is navigate up here. If any of these plots are turned on like that, navigate on top of them and press enter. That turns them off. That will clear up some nonsense on your calculator. Back to y1. 2x plus 3, 2, the shortcut x button, plus 3. What do we do now? We want a table, and there's our table. So second and graph gets you the table. Here's my table. Now I can scroll up and down in this table. I'm just going to scroll up one and scroll down. Where do I want my table to start? I want to pick the data up off the table from starting where x equals 0. So here's my equation. Here's my table as it appeared last in my calculator. And then this is how I'm going to copy it onto my paper. This is what I want your homework to look like. So you'll have this equation over the top of this table. Now, if I press graph on my calculator, you don't have to do this for this problem, I get this picture, and that's where this picture came from on this slide. You don't have to graph this one. We'll talk about graphing and sketching a little bit later. Let's do another problem. Over here, this is problem 5B. Y equals 2x cubed minus x squared. Back to my calculator. Back to y equals. Clear. 2x raised to the third power minus shortcut x squared. Let's look at the table, second and graph. Now you'll notice in this table you start with 2 and you go through 5. Not very many problems. Back when this book was written, it was assumed that you wouldn't have a calculator of any kind and you would have to scratch all this out on paper somewhere. Now you have a calculator. I want you to get your homework done. Stop complaining. So from 2 to 5, I'm going to copy this data right here. Here's the table as I just copied it. There's the equation. Here's the table I want you to write on your paper. If I pressed graph, I'd get this picture. But all you need for this problem is this equation and that table. That's all for now.